भक्ति विरोधी भावना को भक्ति मानकर कोई कहीं निर्विषित मुक्ति का योग फेर में पकड़कर भक्ति के आभास या प्रतिबिंब भक्ति की मानकर वंचित होते हैं। इन्हें भक्ति का यथार्थ फल नहीं मिलता और भक्ति का आचार्य
Bhakti was reading about Bhakti Tattva Viveka, the book Bhakti Tattva Viveka. Rupa Goswami, his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he really established the true definition of Bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, quoting the Shastras.
और समृद्धा भक्ति आदि की भी स्वरूप वर्णन किया गया है। भक्ति के क्षेत्र में यह सर्वत्र प्रामाणिक ग्रंथ माना जाता है, परंतु यह ग्रंथ संस्कृत भाषा में है।
This book is in Sanskrit. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
उपकार के लिए
to benefit all the sadhakas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he manifested the deep imports of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in Bengali language in this book, Bhakti Tattva Viveka. Mahaprabhu appeared to save all the jivas in Kali Yuga, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Six Goswamis, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, all they are associates of Mahaprabhu. After the disappearance of all like Goswamis, Narottam Das Thakur, came a very deep time for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. After the disappearance of Narottam Das Thakur, it was a dark time for Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Sahaja, Sakyavikis, and many kinds of people from upper sampradayas, they came. And they were contaminating this preaching of Shuddha Bhakti made by Mahaprabhu and the Goswamis. Just like a black cloud comes and covers the sun. But actually, the black cloud cannot completely cover the sun. And when the wind blows, this cloud automatically, when the wind blows, automatically the cloud will go away, and the sunlight, sun rays again come and illuminate the world. So in the same way, the people from upper sampradayas, they come time to time and they manifest their bhavna like Sahaja Sakibeki, they preach these things. The people from this world, because they are not entering the deep Siddhanta, they are just taken away by these misconceptions like a Sahaja Sakibeki philosophy. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this book he says, Bhakti Tattva Viveka, after the disappearance of Vishwanath Chakravarti, after 100 years, there was a very dark times for the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, because there was not any like so much powerful acharya appeared like presence in the world in that moment, like a powerful person, influent person. This acharya, very powerful, influent, he would be able to again establish Shuddha Bhakti in this world. Many do bhajan and sadhu, but if the person is not really influent and powerful, not everybody will accept what he's saying if the acharya is not very powerful and influenced. Okay, you're doing your own bhajan, but by the influence of your own bhajan, to be able to influence others. This is a very difficult thing to do. That's why after Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada, Sahaja Sakibeki people, they came and they covered Gaudiya Vaishnavism, pure Vaishnavism with this Sahaja Sakibeki philosophy. Especially when Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada was there at that moment in Jaipur. In the temple of Govinda Dev, they were having the puja to Govinda Dev. In that moment, the people from Ramanuja Sampradaya, they followed the Vidhi Marga and all the rules for worshipping. So there was this doubt or this polemica, this debate. How can Srimati Radhika be with Krishna, Govinda Dev? Because Srimati Radhika is not married wife of Krishna. What is the relationship between Radha and Krishna? That's why. What did they do? These people from Jaipur, Sri Sampradaya, they wanted to establish Rukmini or Satyabhama with Govinda Dev in Jaipur. They were giving ideas to the king to him to do that, like giving this kind of inspiration. But the king of Jaipur, he had very pure, like a simple love for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. But he was a king, so he didn't know so much, but he had faith in the Vaishnavas like this. He was religious, this king of Jaipur, but he didn't enter the deep, confidential siddhantas of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That's why he said, okay, I'll call all the Vaishnavas and intelligent people, and let's see the opinion of everyone, then we can decide this thing. These people who wanted to change this puja of Jaipur, they were from Sri Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya. The people from Ramanuja Sampradaya, they too much follow the Vidhi Marga, the rules of puja and all these rules of sadhana. Even Ramanacharya, when he became the Mahanta, the temple commander of Jagannatha temple, he's directly Lakshmana avatar. I think tomorrow is the appearance of Ramanujacharya, no? So we'll speak more about him tomorrow. Yes, 29, day after tomorrow, the day of Ramanujacharya. So, when Ramanujacharya, he was the superintendent of the temple of Jagannath Puri. He saw that the Pujari of Jagannath, he was chewing pan, tumble and detonates. And this is against Shuddha Bhakti. Then the Ramanujacharya, he kicked away all the pujaris from there, like, sent them away. And all the pujaris, they did one Anasavrat, one vow for Jagannath. They did like some Maghreb for me, just like they were like fasting. Eles fizeram Maghreb for me para Jagannath, os pujaris. The pujaris said, will not eat anything until Jagannath doesn't give spaces back in the puja. Like the pujaris stopped eating and taking water, and they were praying to Jagannath, and we're doing this puja for generations, we're making puja to you, and now we are taken away from your service, so they stopped eating even. Jagannath also is nothing less, full of leelas. So in the middle of the night, Jagannatha took the bed of Ramanujacharya with Ramanujacharya on top, and sent him very far, more than 1,000 kilometers far, and put his bed on a Shiva Mandir. Krishna and Balaram, the two brothers, took him with the bed and sent him to very far away place. When Ramanujacharya woke up, he saw he was not in his place. He saw it was a big Shiva Mandir, and people in the morning they were offering water to Shiva, chanting the Mrityunjay mantra and offering water to Shiva. Ramanujacharya saw that, became, oh my, like impressed, like he was thinking, I slept in the temple of Jagannath, woke up in another place, no problem, but in the temple of Shiva, because for the Shiva Sampradaya people, they think that they never, not even enter any temple of the Devas and Devis. They maybe die by thirst, but never, never, ever they go inside the temple of Deva and Devis, demigods and demigoddesses. They have Nishtha. So they prayed, Ramanujacharya prayed to Jagannatha, what is my offense? Then Jagannatha told him, you did these with my devotees. You saw the faults in my devotees, Jagannatha. So this Loka Bhagavad Gita, Apichet Sudurachar. Gita Bhagavan says, the word of the Gita, Apichet Sudurachara. The person who is Ekanishta and worships me one point and day, he can maybe have some fault. You can never criticize him. Bhagavan says, he know him to be a sadhu. Very quickly this person will become Dharmatma, a great soul, a religious person completely. And Bhagavan says, he took shelter of me, so all the anarthas, the faults that he has, I'll clean everything and I'll take him on my lap. Eu vou limpar todos os anarthas dele e vou trazer ele no meu colo. If the person's a nun, is one pointed to Bhagavan. How many shlokas in the Gita now that show how we have to be one pointed? So Bhagavan told to Arjuna, make the vow that my devotee will never perish, never fall down. Just like the mother, what does she do to her son? Clean the stool and the urine of the baby and again takes the baby on her lap. So the servants of Jagannatha, they are the servants of Jagannatha. They belong to him. So Ramanujacharya told to Jagannatha, but you could have thrown me anywhere. Why in the temple of Shiva? Wow. And then Jagannatha told, look, actually this is not a temple of Shiva. People think this is a temple of Shiva, but actually it's a Kurma Mandir. People think that this temple of Shiva and offer water, but Kurmadev is actually Vishnu Tata. So you have to establish this temple. That is a temple, Kurmadev Bhagavan. Then Ramanujacharya established the temple and made everyone to understand For many days you have been thinking that this is a Shiva Linga, but actually it's not a temple of Shiva. This is a temple of Kurmadeva Bhagavan. Do you know what is Kurmadeva? Is the tortoise incarnation. Then Ramanujacharya again he came to Jagannath temple. And he again engaged all those old pujaris in the service again. According to the Nitya Shastra, how should be the service? The old servants, but your cloth should be new. And your astra should be new also. Vastra new? Vastra. Astra? And your weapons also should be new. So weapons and clothes should be new, but the servant should be old. Because maybe take 5 or 10 years to teach again a new person how to do the service. And maybe the person will not be able to tolerate, maybe you beat him and he'll run away. That's why there is a sloka of Nitya Shastra, I forgot right now. It's a Sanskrit sloka. The sevak, the servant, should be old. Like, because he already knows everything, how to do, how to serve, what I need to be done. Otherwise, every day a new servant, then you have to beat that person, always beating a new person, and like we have to train always a new person. So waste so much time, huh? After 1 year, then this new servant go away. Then I have to expect the new servant to do this, do this. Then again, this one leaves. Then another year, again teaching another person. That's why there is this Shastra shloka. The sevak, the servant, should be Purana sevak, means old already. Like not old in age, old in like time of the service, In the 9 or 10 grade, you used to read one shloka in Bengali like this. There was a very beautiful poem about this in Bengali. Used to read in school. So I'm saying what Jagannath said. This is my old sevaka, so means the one who already doing my service a long time before. Put them to serve me again.
श्रीमान महाप्रभु के आचार्य प्रचारी प्रेम धर्म के नाम पर आउल बाउल पत्ता भजा नेड़ा नेड़ी साई सहजिया ज्योति व्यक्ति मात्र जाति गुसाएं नाना प्रकार के अपर संप्रदाय
many kinds of upper sampradayas that they
गौरी जोड़ियों कामना वासन से मूल दुराचारों और सिद्धांत को प्रचार करना आरंभ कर दिया.
Okay, I was speaking about that before. What? Yeah, about Jaipur. Yeah. So, the people from Ramanuja Sampradaya, they said, how Srimati Radha could be worshipped with Krishna? Because they are not married legally. Mini Satyabhama should be in the altar with Govinda. Govinda Dev should be established with him. Then at that moment, the king of Jaipur, he used to have some affection for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So he said, okay, I'll call all the Vaishnavas to discuss this subject. So we will do according to what the opinion of all the Vaishnavas. There was a big assembly. At that moment, Vishwanath Kavatpada was invited. He was doing bhajan in banks of Radhakund, he said. In Vrindavan, he was already very old. And also Vishwanath Chakravarti, he was... Everybody would accept his word because he was very powerful, like very influenced Vaishnava, Vishwanath Chakravarti. That's why the king invited him. But Vishwanath Chakravarti said, I'm already very old. I cannot go and come back to such a long, far place, Vrindavan to Jaipur. And also, I don't want to leave Radhakunda to go anywhere else. But still, to keep the presence of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas in your assembly, I will send one person on my behalf. So that moment, Vishwanath Chakravarti sent there Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu. Actually, Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu was not the Diksha disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti. Was not. What was he? Two kinds of disciple. One is so there are two kinds of parampara, Shishya parampara and Bhagavat parampara. Bhagavat parampara means when, even if you didn't take direct diksha from that guru, if you listen Harikatha from that guru and you accept his moods and his conceptions in your heart, this is called Bhagavatiya parampara. Actually, Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara is this one. Which parampara? Bhagavatiya parampara. Okay, so Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu, he came to the assembly. But Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu, how was he? He was very thin person. Muito magro. And in that assembly, all the sadhus were very big and like red, full of dreadlocks, like big, full of big tilaks. And Baladev Vishnu Prabhu was completely lean and thin. They didn't even give time for him to speak. What will he speak? No, leave him. But the king, because the king ordered, like specially, he said, okay, give 5 minutes for him. He came from so far, from Vrindavan here, so he came sent by Vishwanath Chakravarti, so let's give 5 minutes for him. Let's see, Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu, he showed such a great logic that he hypnotized like everyone, fascinated. Like actually, he started speaking 5 hours instead of 5 minutes. He spoke 5 hours, and nobody even noticed it. That all that time was passing by, and he established everything with logic. So first, they were saying that Shrimati Radhika was not married with Krishna legally, but he gave quotation how Shrimati Radhika married with Krishna in Bandir Bhat. He told shlokas from many Puranas. Actually, Shrimati Radhika married with Krishna or not? Brahmaji himself made the marriage ceremony. There is many Purana shlokas confirming this. And all the people, thousands of people were there. They became like hypnotized, like fascinated, mesmerized, listening to him. Tem tradução em português sim, meu mais querido Gurudev, o Jagovina está dizendo. So, but the Panitas are nothing less also. They were saying to Vishwanath Chakravarti, to Baladev Vidabhushan, what is your commentary? What is your commentary to Vedanta Sutra? Then we believe in your Sampradaya. You have to have the commentary of Vedanta to be accepted as Sampradaya. Because Jiva Goswami and other great acharyas, they didn't write commentary to Vedanta Sutra. Why? Because Garuda Purana explains very clearly. Garuda Purana explains. that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedanta.
समस्त वेद पुराण के सार श्रीमद् भागवत इसके हमारे जीव गोस्वामी पाद आदि ऐसे बड़े बड़े ग्रंथ
That's why Vishnu and the great acharyas, they didn't write the commentary to Vedanta Sutra because the Bhagavata is understood as like the natural commentary to Vedanta Sutra. But they told to Baladevi Debhushan, if your Sampradaya doesn't have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra, you will not believe or accept what you're saying. So he said, okay, give me 7 days, then I can write this commentary. Baladevi Debhushan Prabhu, what did he do? He directly prayed to Govinda Dev. Govinda Dev manifested directly. And like wrote or I don't know, told this commentary called Govinda Bhasha. This commentary to Vedanta Sutra. The Pandita saw and became amazed. That's why if Baladev Debhushan Prabhu hadn't manifested, this current of Gaudiya Vaishnavism would have disappeared. People would say, what is this? There are 4 sampradayas, Sri Brahma Rudra and Sanak. What is your sampradaya? So the sampradaya of Madhacharya. So but what is your sampradaya? They might ask him. So how Baladev Debhushan Prabhu? There are so many logics and he established these conceptions. How Srimati Radhika is the eternal potency of Krishna. Just like in the Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 4th chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explained about Radha Tattva in Chaitanya Charitamrita, quoting Behad Gautamiya Tantra and other books. So according to the time, I explain more Radha Tattva. So I want to say that in the preface of Bhakti Viveka, Gurudeva says that time to time these people from Upper Sampradayas, they come and they, because of their bad behavior or their material desires anyway, they contaminate so much the Gaudiya Vaishnava society. And slowly, the flow of Gaudiya Vaishnavism began to disappear, to be covered. Many people are pandit. Why they accept these philosophies then? This is the influence of Kali Yuga. Many people know that these apasampradayas, they are bad behavior, bad things. But still, like the owl bow, the Babaji, they're not ordinary. If you go to them, they will like take you. You think like you're strong, but if you go there, maybe you like just back in a papa deles. Because they speak so much Sanskrit grammar and many things, don't even know. Like they speak so many things. Also, even you will be like a little bit like shocked, like oh. We had that Aranya Maharaj, Prem Prayoj. But Premanapayavajana Prabhu, he said, I will discuss with Anantadas Babaji. But Anantadas Babaji, he said 1,000 shlokas, and then Premanapayavajana Prabhu was running away. You could not defeat him. It's not so easy, because he's also Pandit. You take this sutra, and but you don't have Sanskrit knowledge, so what do you do? If you don't have too much Sanskrit knowledge, We cannot discuss with them, cannot defeat them. Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Pali. They were very powerful. What is the meaning? That person who is really powerful, if he speaks, we have just to accept his words. Gurudev himself said, many pandits used to sit here before in the assembly. In the time of finishing the lecture, Gurudev said, I didn't study like Sanskrit, I don't know Sanskrit. I only served Gurudev. And Gurudev gave me mercy, and by this mercy of Gurudeva, I can speak some 2 words. I'll try to speak some 2 words to you. But Gurudeva used to speak some beautiful Sanskrit shlokas. All the Chaturvedis, this Sanskrit pandit is here who used to come to the assemblies. They came. Have you seen? Didn't see. You saw. They became also amazed and astonished, all these pandits. And Gurudev was so powerful that he used to even chastise them. Sometimes they used to say something, for example, they used to say that Krishna was born in Mathura. The Panditas used to say. Gurudev said, no. Where is the birth of Krishna? In Gokul, Shastra says, Gurudev said. Like chastising them, like teaching the goods to them. So Gurudev was so powerful. When Gurudev used to go to Gokul, Gurudev used to tell the Pandit, say, where Krishna was born? Where Krishna was born? In Gokul. Even there in Gokula, they say sometimes that Krishna was born like in Mathura and raised in Gokul. But if a person is really powerful, everybody will accept. So the person must be powerful. By the influence of your bhajan, by the power of your bhajan, then you can just control the people like this. Not through Shastra Gyan. You have some influence and power from your bhajan. So they contaminate so much the Gaudiya Vaishnava society that the normal people or people from society also started seeing Gaudiya Vaishnavism as something very low, you know. As pessoas da sociedade viam o Gaudiya Vaishnavismo de forma muito baixa até. Porque estava tão contaminado, as pessoas normais começaram a ver o Gaudiya Vaishnavismo como uma coisa ruim. You have to enter Tattva Siddhanta.
संप्रदाय को रक्षा करने के लिए सिद्धांत में प्रवेश करना। जिसको जो अपने कार्य लिए मुझे तो कुछ करना ही नहीं है, बस हरिनाम करना है।
Or if you think, no, I don't need to do anything, just chant Harinam. Okay, chant Harinam. If you have Namaruchi, then okay. But if you have to protect your sampradaya, you have to make your mind very fixed. How? So it's necessary to learn Shastra. Bhakti Anga. So Jnana Vairagya are never the Angas, the limbs of Bhakti. But still, all the associates of Mahaprabhu, Rupa Sanatana and all, all the associates of Mahaprabhu were so renounced, and Mahaprabhu used to be happy to see this renunciation. When we listen about the renunciation of Rupa and Sanatana, we think that in our lives we'll never be able to enter the realm of Bhakti. And they were sleeping one night under one tree. Then they used to go to another tree. Rupa Sanatana, they were like this. They used to go to the house of the Brahmanas and ask some dry flour atta.
और उसके ये बना करके क्या
And they used to make the flour. Sorry. They used to make like very dry, not actually chapati, some like very dry thing. And also for totakuji and then eat that without salt. Can we do that? For one day? How difficult? Shiva didn't protect Sanatana Goswami from the mosquitoes, right? But this would happen to you? You know the story, no? So how do they do bhajan? They had again in Vana spontaneously. So you have to enter Siddhanta so that we can develop in the Bhakti realm, path of Bhakti. This is our goal. Now Maharaj will speak some words. 6:50. 7:30 is Arati.